Hey everybody, and welcome to Aniki, the podcast about anime with two brothers. I'm Ben.
And I don't have a pithy statement.
What?
Yeah, I know. Sorry, you sort of caught me off guard with starting, and I was reading my roleplay server, and I was like, I guess I could have gone with I'm Zonbai.
You're Zonbai?
I don't know. Zonbai.
That's sad, because this is episode 50. We've done 50 of these things.
Oh, and I don't have a good one? Ah, nuts.
Oh no.
Maybe we can do that again.
Okay, we can do it again.
Can we recut that? I still don't have a pithy statement, but I don't know. Then I'm a 50-year-old man. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work.
Well.
Hikaru no Go, Jew? Like, I don't know. That's bad too. I don't know.
That is pretty bad.
It's bad.
You can come up with one for 100 or something, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Hyaku.
So what have you been doing the last week?
Yeah, I finished up rewatching Stranger Things, and I watched another episode of Duck Show, Quack Pack, whatever it is, the Quack Pack. I don't know.
I think it is the Quack Pack, or that could be Mighty Ducks. One of the two.
I think the Quack Pack is probably an in-universe Rat Pack.
Ooh, I like that idea.
But ducks.
Is there one that's Sammy Davis Jr.? And if so, which one?
I'm sure. I don't know. I'm sure there is, though.
So one of the things I've done over the last weekend is the wife was gone, so I got to watch a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
and
nice.
Here's a funny thing. So last week we talked about the
Monster Boyfriends.
Boyfriend.
We're going to talk about Monster Boyfriends again. Let's see if she actually heard that.
So fun thing. I looked at that Mahoutsukai no Yome, which is wife of the ancient mage. I don't know where they got ancient from, but whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
And I thought it looked very interesting. I went to add it to my list of things to watch, and I noticed my wife had already done that.
Oh, well, there you go.
So I don't know if you've seen our list of shows that we might watch, but she actually added one to the end.
Oh,
because there's a prequel OVA for that show.
Yeah.
That she really liked and wanted us to review it.
Oh, well, there you go.
Turns out same show. Like, oh.
Huh.
Well, how about, ain't that a quinky dink?
Ain't that a quinky dink?
I did not know any of that until after I watched the first episode.
Well, of course.
But I watched the first episode, and I have to tell you, I'm kind of sold on it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
It's actually pretty good. I was surprised.
I'm glad.
And yes, it's basically Monster Boyfriend, although it's less what your wife was hoping for, where he's unsure of his own charm because he's so ugly and malformed. He just knows it. He knows who he is. And he's like, yeah, you're going to be my wife at some point, if you want, but I'm going to make you my wife. The end. Episode 1. Also, she's a tormented soul, because of course she is. Other thing I watched was, because my wife has no intention of finishing it, I went ahead and watched the rest of WataMote.
WataMote. Is this like Potamayo?
I don't think it is.
Are you sure? Sounds like Potamayo.
No. So, have you ever watched a slow motion train wreck?
I mean, I guess I could go on YouTube and probably find one.
It's basically that.
Oh, is this the Spit Girl?
I don't know if it's the Spit Girl, but it's basically social anxiety, the animation.
I think this is the Spit Girl.
I don't recall any spit.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, she is very socially awkward. It's really hard to pin this down. It's very cringe humor, which is interesting because it's like...
Oh, I hate that then.
I do too. I hate cringe humor.
Oh, this is, no matter how I look at it, it's you guys' fault I'm not popular. Oh, it's one of those shows?
It is one of those shows. But it's the only one of those shows I've seen. So it's really weird because it is cringe humor, but it's anime, which is odd. But it's also like watching high school version of yourself. Because you're like, I remember being like this.
I got enough of that in book, 5 of Harry Potter. One of the Harry Potter books, he's a really, really, really shitty teen. And he's actually written really well as a shitty teen. And you're just like, dude, stop it. Harry.
Yeah, except Harry is like somewhat popular still, even though he may be down on himself.
Yeah, magically sometimes.
This girl This girl, the whole premise is she spent all of middle school playing otome games, and she figured that she's like going to be super popular because she knows all the tricks and secrets.
Uh-huh.
She gets to high school and realizes she can't talk to anybody, and she's super awkward.
Well,
but the whole series is her trying to realize that maybe finding easy tricks to like improve yourself isn't the key. Maybe the key is like some introspection on how terrible you are as a person.
Well, that sounds good at least.
Yeah.
That sounds like at least has like a good life lesson.
It doesn't seem like a show that's making fun of social anxiety. It's more of a show that's like people with that condition making fun of themselves, if that makes any sense.
Oh, yeah. No, that's always nice.
It's less mocking and more self-reflection and like, haha, it is not for everybody. If you like Curb Your Enthusiasm type shows, it may be like that a little bit.
The one I was thinking of was Nazou no Kanojo X. My mistake.
Oh, I have to look that up. That sounds delightful.
Oh, yeah, that's
Nazou. Ew. I just saw the cover art and I don't like it.
Oh, yeah, no, it's...
Nope, not interested. Read 2 sentences.
How could you not be interested in this? I don't understand your problem.
Every girl's a mystery when you're a 16-year-old boy, but Mikoto Urube is another league. She carries scissors hidden in her panties. Nope, done. I'm done. I'm out.
No, hold on. You didn't read the next part.
She sleeps on her desk every day. She seems to have no friends whatsoever.
Okay. Now it's the next one where that's the hook. That's where it really is like, yeah, I want to know more.
But none of that can compare to what happens when Tsubaki Akira decides on a whim to taste a drop of her drool while Urabe sleeps.
Yep.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's a Spit Girl. Spit Girl show. How did you miss that one?
No. This is where we say anime was a mistake.
I mean, anime is a mistake, but
indeed,
some are bigger mistakes than others.
But yeah, back to good stuff. I finished Over the Garden Wall.
Yes, is it fantastic or is it fantastic?
It is fantastic.
It's so good.
I am going to nitpick a little bit. As fantastic as it was, there were like 2 episodes that didn't necessarily need to be there.
There are 2 episodes that are a little weaker.
Yes.
Which 2 were yours?
I think the gorilla one. The gorilla one was...
really? That's one of my favorites. Really? That one's really good because it's got the weird Beatrix Potter animals.
It does have that. See, but
for me, it's Lullabies in Dreamland, which is is the third to last episode.
Is that the one where he goes up in the clouds?
Yeah, that one's like
that's
doing like
the
some really
one,
cool. Yeah. That's doing some really cool homage stuff. And the other one for me is the Tea episode.
Tea episode
with the 2 super rich millionaires.
Oh yes,
with Quincy Endicott. That being said, that does have some really good lines in it. It's just not particularly important.
Well, I liked that one because it had a lot of character growth for the main characters, and that horse was hilarious.
That's true. Yeah. He wants to steal.
But in the 2 episodes that I mentioned and you mentioned, there wasn't any character growth, and it was all like, let's just have a good time, basically.
Yeah.
Because mine was the one with that the whole episode was basically just, let's sing about potatoes and molasses, which got old real quick.
No, see, I think that episode is a little more important simply because it helps set the tone of the world a little bit more.
I guess
you
I can see that,
the unknown, because it is episode 3.
Yeah.
So, which is why the Quincy Endicott episode I think is slightly weaker, just because it's like halfway through the show.
Yeah, I can see that.
That being said, it does have some like really good funny moments.
The other thing was I love it that it didn't give me what I was expecting to happen at the end, but at the same time I hate it that it didn't give me what I wanted at the end, and those were the same thing.
Did you like the duck kid at the end?
The duck kid?
The duck kid. As they are panning away from the hospital with a slow zoom out, did you notice the duck kid?
I did not notice the duck kid.
Well, once you notice the duck kid, you can't unsee the duck kid.
I'm looking for the duck kid. Why is that kid there? I found a screenshot.
I don't know, but he's just staring at you.
Why?
And into your soul. And into your heart.
So here's my question. Did the unknown actually exist, or was it all within the kid's mind?
It definitely exists, I think, because there are ongoing adventures of the characters within them. And you see at the sort of the end of the show that their lives are continuing outside of them being there.
I guess that's fair.
Also, the comics exist, which explore the characters before the kids got there, so...
Well, then in that case, is the unknown like just a place that people visit when they've hit rock bottom, basically?
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't read the art book all the way through. Maybe I can tell you more after I have.
But that was definitely like the theme. Like, hey, want to watch depression?
Yeah.
This is basically depression. Getting over it. The animation. Also featuring Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. And the Beast.
And
He's
the
upon
Beast,
you.
who's amazing.
Who's upon you.
He is upon you. And he sings quite well. Probably because he's an opera singer. You know what else is upon us?
Time to review our episode.
Shadows.
Yamishibai.
Yamishibai's.
寄ってらっしゃい、見てらっしゃい。闇芝居の時間だよ。
So yeah, this week, like all weeks in October, we're going to be watching episodes of Yamishibai. Randomized with various tools.
Oh, how did you randomize yours? I used random.org again because I'm not a savage.
Very special ways. I just used random.org.
Okay, good. At least you used a real random number generator.
Yeah, because I didn't have time to ask my guys, my friends over at the Department of Defense to get me some random numbers.
Okay.
Maybe next week I will have special random numbers.
Okay, please have the most random of random numbers.
I will. I promise. And just so I am adding a link to both the episodes that we watch into the show notes. So if you haven't seen them yet, go watch them because they're only like 4 minutes long. But yeah, we're going through Yamishibai, and I think this week we should do yours first.
But I liked episode 5-8, The Neighbors.
Zanebaz.
So let's do 5-8.
Okay. So set me up some creepy.
Okay, like what do you want? Like the pasta? Like the pastas?
All of it, yes. Pasta, sauce, raw sauce, and everything in between.
All right, so all the sauces. So Yamishibai, it's time for. What is it actually called? Tonari.
Tonari. Let's look up the kanji.
No, because Tonari is, if I don't remember, Tonari, it doesn't actually mean like neighbor. It's just like thing next door. Where this seems a little more.
Yeah, it's the same kanjis.
Okay.
Tonari. Oh, Tonari-san.
Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, The Neighbors. So it is going to open on a certain woman who moved into a certain apartment, as you do, and she's having a party with her friends. And again, I like the art style of season 5 because it's a little more realistic.
It is a little bit.
I like that.
It's more like newspaper comic style.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, they're having a party in a super nice apartment that was like super cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It just opened up and it was a nice cheap apartment, low rent. What the heck? What the what?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, so super cool. But they're having a nice raucous party, you know, drinking and everything. And one of their friends passes out.
Has just
slightly.
a little bit too much.
Just a little much to drink.
Too much kidding.
But they hear from next door a sound, like a rustling sound on the walls, and they're like, "Hey, you know, whatever. Maybe we're partying too hard, and they're not very, very happy that we're too noisy."
I mean, I've done that before.
Yeah, and they're like, "Well, we weren't that noisy, but I mean, we should go home anyway." Because their friends are like, you know, you can't go around making your neighbors hate you on like day freaking 1.
Yeah.
That would just be redonk.
It really would be. But are they just gonna leave her drunk friend just laying there on the...
No, they help walk her out.
Oh, good.
Though I do like the thing where it's like, dude, she's super gone.
Because I can see in these ghost stories, it's like, well, the most reluctant one is always the one that gets it.
Oh, yeah.
And she passes out like, we'll just leave her. It'll be fine. She'll be fine. And then she's eaten by a beast or something.
But they walk her home, and the friend walks her home while the person who actually has the apartment walks through. And as she's walking by the neighbor's house, the mail slit opens and some bloody, broken fingernail hand claws out.
It's all blue and
they see
and an eye.
Yeah. What's worse is you see an eye, but it's at a low angle. So it means like the person's looking up out of the mail slot, which is already on the low part of the door. And that's spoopy.
That is spoopy.
Totes spoops.
Okay, hang on.
I don't like that. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the thing about all these kinds of stories. And it...
Yeah. Why would you ever move into a cheap apartment? Good question.
That is a good question. Not the question I was going for, but a very good one to talk about.
To ponder upon.
My question is...
Sure.
In all these things, somebody sees something like...
Creepy.
Completely creepy.
Yeah.
And then they're like, whoa, that is a thing. And instead of going, guys, did you guys see this? Their friends usually call them and are like, hey, come on. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they sort of just forget about it.
Well, because I mean, like, it's like, look, you didn't actually see that thing. That would just be dumb.
Because then your mind would break? Is this like Call of Cthulhu?
Yeah, this is like one of those things, right? Where you're just like, well, that's dumb, so that must not be the correct answer.
Roll sanity. If you win, then you actually did comprehend what you saw, and therefore you go insane.
Yeah, and that's even worse. Like, I mean, you would rather just be like, well, that doesn't make any sense, so that couldn't possibly be what I just saw. It's where your brain's like, yeah, no, that's stupid.
Also, why is this creepy thing living in a second floor apartment of all places?
Well, we'll deal with that later.
Is it because it's cheap?
Come on, don't get ahead of yourself.
Because it's cheap, isn't it? Good price.
I mean, when you're the living dead, like, you don't get much money. So I mean, but just true. By the time she notices the eye, the thing slams shut like instantly. Mm-hmm. It's really well done. I like that. And the person's like, well, that's not good. But she goes and helps her friends down to their car and everything. I hope the undrunk one is driving, but it's Japan, so you never know.
They could be taking a train.
But no, she actually like perks up after the walk and is like, let's go hit more bars. Woo. Hit the club.
What could go wrong, right?
What could go wrong? But the friend who owns the apartment lags behind and is like, dude, what was that? That was super weird. Either way, she gets back up to the apartment and is like, okay, dude, it's need to clean everything up anyway, so let's go home.
Yep.
Oh, but then when she's walking upstairs, she sees the door next to her opening up, and it's just bathed in light inside.
At least they have the lights on this time.
Yeah. She's like, oh, it's my neighbors. Maybe I should introduce myself for being a crummy roommate, but...
It's like 2 a.m. Why would you introduce yourself to your neighbors then?
I don't know, because you should. But yes, she gets bathed in the light and is like, man, I don't want to get too close to these neighbors, though, because neighbors, they suck. Mm-hmm. No one wants to do anything then. Nope. But then, like, everything goes dark.
Why did it go dark?
She finds her... Well, she doesn't know where she's at. But it turns out she's probably in that apartment, and she hears that sound that was in the other creepy thing.
Scratching and
scratching,
pitter patter of itty bitty crawling feet,
and nothing that you want to be a part of.
Yeah, like centipedes.
But then the clouds part and the full moon shines into the room, and it's a whole bunch of people saying "Let us out." It's a whole bunch of undead corpses clawing at all of the walls.
Oh dear!
Trying to get out of this apartment, and the woman's like, "Dude, don't want to be here. This is bad. You don't want to be in a room with zombies clawing at the walls who just want to leave."
Of course not. I don't like how they're moving.
And then she hears another sound. It's not like it's a creak, like a creaking of a rope, because there's always my way out. And she just looks up at the ceiling.
Ah!
またお友達が増えちゃった.
Oh, did the episode actually get you a good spoop when she drops down from the ceiling and is like, "Hey, sup?"
I was not expecting that.
But yeah, you see just the feet of the hanged woman, and then just all of a sudden she falls down from the ceiling, and her gross face is just like, "Hey, what's up?" And then it cuts, and then you hear a deep gravelly voice just be like, "It looks like we have a new friend here."
Oh no!
At our apartment. And then you have a voiceover of somebody calling the realtors about an apartment that just opened up that's good for living alone.
No, it isn't. It's the worst for living alone.
And while this is going on, you see the old tenant now clawing at the floor because she wants to leave the apartment that she has gotten herself stuck in.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a room in a very popular location.
Worst landlady.
Yeah, there's this whole tatami room with everybody clawing except the one person who is hung.
I do like how the camera is slowly panning backwards, and you see her just still swinging. It's macabre, but at the same time, it's kind of funny how much she's swinging all the time.
So the lesson here is grudges suck.
Yes.
You didn't transgress. You didn't really even do anything. You just moved into the wrong apartment. The apartment next door had a super hard grudge on it. And guess what? Now you're clawing at the walls. Oh, you know what this reminds me of?
What's that?
I got you. I'm going to get you. Here we go. Boop, 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 boom.
What? Ha ha ha. I get it.
Have you ever heard this song?
Climbing the Walls?
Yeah, by They Might Be Giants. It's a good song.
It's been quite a while. But yes,
I'm pretty sure this
is pretty apropos.
It should have just been the ending theme for that episode.
Oh dear.
Have a good humorous morbidity to it.
Yeah. So yeah, I was not really expecting that little bit of a jump scare right there with her dropping down.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good.
I figured she was gonna look up and see like, oh, it's a creepy thing up there, and it will probably still be looking at her and like say something really spooky, and
it's like, oh no, it's gonna drop down to your level.
How about not? And then nope, that's not what I wanted.
Pretty sweet.
Plus, she has like a grudge face with the hanging down
really
black hair all over her face, and her eyes are jaundiced, and instead of pupils, it's just white.
You don't want to be a part of that.
I don't want that.
It's Bad News Bears. All right, so which episode do you want to do? You want to do Zamoon?
So my episode is season 1, episode 10, Zamoon.
I did that open. Zamoon. Ooh, and you know what this reminds me of?
Big old moon.
Keep on shining. No, our super awesome.
Oh dear. What is this?
Cry for the Moon. Cry for the Moon is awesome.
Is this literally the first opening to the X-Men's 90s cartoon in Japan?
Yes. Cry for the Moon.
Wow.
Shock. Dude, this theme's awesome.
Actually, you're not wrong. This is way better than ours.
What? No, ours is sweet. They're of equal level.
Well, ours is super 90s time.
Yeah, but it's still awesome. Also, that rogue's awesome. But you want to cry for the moon.
Anyway, yes, season 1, episode 10.
Sorry, I'm still crying for the moon. It'll be over here in a minute.
I don't know, this is kind of like the difference between the Dragon Ball Z theme in America versus the one in Japan.
I mean, that's true.
Except in reverse.
It's pretty sweet. Or the German Sailor Moon opening, which is the best.
Is it? I don't think I've heard that one.
You never heard the German? Oh, you have to fix this right now.
I'm going to, because I'm very intrigued.
No, the German Sailor Moon opening is amazing. It's one of the best. They had to ban it from like an anime radio station I used to listen to in college.
Really?
Because it got recommended all the time. They're like, no more.
You know what's funny is I think... Yeah, I do actually know this one. I've heard it.
Good. One would hope.
But it does sound a whole lot like the first part of 99's Just Luftballon.
Yeah.
I sort of expect it to break into that real quick.
Not to be confused with the German Naruto opening, which is the dirt worst.
Is it?
The dirt worst.
Now I have to watch that.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna really hate this next minute of my life.
Fox suddenly appeared.
Is this it? Is this a real thing?
Yep, this is gonna be it. Yep, this is the one. Oh God,
this sounds like a bad
It's
fan.
so bad.
A fan dub or something.
It's really terrible.
Who thought this was a good idea?
Just let it happen.
Getting ready to fight on sight. Got my best friends by my side. Sasuke, he's really cool.
Yeah, you're right. This is the worst.
This is the dirt worst. So Annie was like, what's worse, that or the American opening to One Piece? And it's like, honestly, it's a pretty big toss-up because they are both really terrible.
I'm in pain now.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I feel worse having seen that.
Sasuke's really cool.
Yeah, I think we just cut it here. That was probably the scariest thing I'm going to see the rest of the night.
It is bad. It is the dirt worst.
Oh. Yeah.
All right. You know what's not the dirt worst though?
Yeah, Yamishibai's.
Or are you still in dirt land?
Nah, it's over.
Dirtlandia.
I bailed.
Did you just have to like go throw up or something?
I did. I had to throw up.
Okay. I mean, I could understand why. The German Naruto opening is the worst.
So yeah, back to less scary things, ironically.
Yeah, I know, right?
But Yamishibai Season 1, Episode 10.
What's nice about watching a Season 1 episode is that the ending is probably the best.
I have to agree. It's both the best and the shortest.
Yeah.
Which is
it's
nice.
It's really good because it's got the Vocaloid. And it's creepy sounding.
I mean, Vocaloids, if we're honest, are already creepy sounding.
And that's true.
They don't have to do a whole lot.
Let's hit this up.
Zamoon or Tsuki.
Now that the kids are back to normal and not the creepy zombie kids from Season 5.
Although they still have, like, jaundiced eyes.
Yep. This is just called Ski. Oh, so that's why you like the episode.
Why? Ski? Japanese jokes. Yeah. So, let me set the stage for you.
Sure.
This is a story about a particular, not a certain, but a particular high school baseball team.
You gotta watch out for those.
Usually these things pertain to certain people, not particular ones.
I do like how the background music in the beginning of this is like the X-Files theme.
It is a little bit. So there's a group of boys staying there, and they're actually at a baseball camp.
Yeah, as you do.
And they're staying at this really nice, like, rustic inn.
Sure. All inclusive. Got the onsen.
Well, as you'll find out, not all inclusive. Like, it's pretty rustic.
Okay.
But it's a traditional Japanese inn, like way out in the boonies, way out in the woods.
Yeah.
And they're out there to basically do calisthenics and exercise and stuff. They're not out there to have fun.
Yeah.
Because the boys are laying there and they're like complaining about how hard it was today and how terrible it's gonna be tomorrow. While they're doing that, all of a sudden the door opens. They're like, "You guys still up?" And they're terrified because they think it's the coach.
Yeah, no, I think it's just the bully, considering his face.
No, he's just one of them, and he thinks they're all just being silly. And they sort of reminisce. They're like, "Man, this place has not changed since way back then, whenever then was, because they still have pit toilets." Are you familiar with pit toilets?
I mean, I'm sure I could give it a quick goog and be very upset with myself.
So a pit toilet is kind of like an outhouse, but it's inside. So
nice.
Well, it's not like in the middle of the lodge, but it's like on the outskirts of the lodge, around the back wall.
Yeah.
It's basically an open pit, and it's got a normal bathroom on top of it. So think about basically any of the bathrooms you see out in like a state park.
No, see, this is all I care about, is because that image is probably one of the best I've ever seen in my life.
That is very accurate.
That about sums it up.
Because
I love the helpful labels on everything except the little drops of poop.
Because in Japan, before, actually very recently, they still use squat toilets. So that is a very accurate depiction right there.
Yeah, see, there you go.
So anyway, these kids are like, yeah, they still got pit toilets, they haven't upgraded anything. And one of the kids is like, wait, we were here before? And they're like, yeah, we were here. Like, it was way back in first grade. You should remember of all of us because you actually fell into the pit toilet. And it was really funny, and you ended up with the nickname Deuce-gay.
Oh, and it was a deuce.
Daisuke.
Okay, that's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Deuce-gay.
It's pretty cool. Also, I think that's a pretty good reason to forget everything that happened.
I know, right?
If you fell into a pit toilet, be like, no, I'm pretty sure that never happened, and I never want to remember that.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, because that seems pretty terrible. Well, later that night, he's visited by nature, and so he goes down to the men's restroom.
Sure.
And while he's there, he's like, oh man, it is still a squat toilet. Oh.
Ah, and there's a little camel cricket.
Yeah, everything is terrible about this place. So a squat toilet, if you're unfamiliar, is like a urinal, except you take it off the wall and you put it on the ground and you cut a hole into it, into the floor.
Isn't that nice?
And that's what it is.
That's just kind of gross.
So after he's done what he needs to do, he's looking down at the thing. He's like, man, I fell down into one of those? How could I have forgotten that? That seems like a thing I would remember.
Yeah, or at very least try very hard to forget. So hard to forget that you would remember for the rest of your life, because that's usually how those things work.
It is. So he looks out the window at the full moon. Haha. And he's starting to remember a little bit. He's like...
He's starting to see the eye of Sauron?
A little bit. Actually, I kind of remember my stomach was hurting a lot back then from like nervousness and stuff. And I think the moon was kind of full like it is now. And he remembers back to actually, we get this nice fade from the moon to a just a normal
the
incandescent light
toilet.
Looking up through a hole.
Yeah.
And it's him from from way back when, looking up from underneath, from inside the cistern, going, how'd I get down here? I must have fallen into the toilet. That sucks.
Seems only reasonable.
And he is a little kid. He's like first grade, so he's like 6 or 7. But suddenly he starts hearing noises.
Spoopums.
It's like sloppy, wet footsteps and breathing. Very heavy and struggled breathing.
Oh, see, I don't want any part of that guy.
And he's like, is someone there? And from behind him is bad news. Do you see it?
I don't know. Is someone there? Yes, I think someone's there.
It's probably one of the creepier character designs in this show.
Yeah, I don't want to be a part of that. That's bad. That's
right before he gets got, the other kids, his friends, are like, oh, I think I heard a voice. And suddenly the figure disappears. And his friends appear in the hole above him like, ha ha, you fell down to the thing. What a dunce. Ha ha, you're gross. Get up here. But he's all crying and sad because he was scared.
No. Hello.
Yes?
Nothing. Keep going.
So we fade back to present day, and he's still reminiscing on the times gone by. He's like, man, I got made fun of so much for that, and man, that sucks. And he looks down, and there's a face in the toilet.
Yep. Hello.
Which very quickly is like, gets noticed and flees.
Yeah, as one would.
No.
No, thank you, please.
But once again,
no, sir, I would not like another.
He's like, am I saying things? I'm like, okay, dude. No, you've seen it before. You saw it again. Maybe you should run away. Just maybe.
Saw when you were a little kid.
Maybe you should run away. But maybe just being Japanese and fastidious, he needs to wash his hands first.
I mean, you should.
You should.
I mean, come on.
Don't leave the bathroom, especially a squat toilet, without washing your hands.
Oh, yeah. Blech.
But as he washes his hands, the stall door behind him slowly but surely creaks open. And you get this over the shoulder shot of the mirror.
Which is good. I like this. I like any shot like this. It's always good. All right, go ahead. Do another jump scare.
There's a hand. And then slowly a head appears. And it's the head of the toilet monster. Oshimai. The end.
Yeah. No, thank you. Oh, and you just get to see like an eye of it too.
Yeah. And then we get the best ending of the show.
Yeah. Spoopy.
I like that one. I mean, it's super creepy, even though nothing really happens.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the good thing about most of Yamishibai is like the things that happen are usually real subtle and they cut out right before anything like really terrible happens.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. And plus, the monster in this one has got to be one of the creepiest ones from any of the episodes.
It's a pretty creepy one.
Because it's human-ish, but it just isn't.
Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah. It's a shit demon.
Yeah, it kind of is, yeah.
There's actually a name for those. There's actually like a whole list of things, but I can't find it.
A Japanese poop demon?
Yeah. Doopa-doopa-doopa-doopa-doop. Oh, I can't find anything. I thought they would, though, because they have a ghost for everything.
Well, I'm sure there's a Buddhist one. Maybe if you put Buddhist instead of Japanese, it'll pop up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right.
I mean, they have an invisible spirit that follows people at night, just making the sound of footsteps is a type of ghost. I mean, they have one that's Zori Straw Sandal Spirit.
Yeah.
Because why not? And a one-eyed monk spirit. And a vampire tree. I want to know about this.
Chinese hopping vampires?
Speaking of Chinese hopping vampires.
Yes, the Mei Skin.
Yes, I saw that and I was like,
it's a Chinese hopping vampire. Well, because it's a Japanese hopping vampire.
Not only is it a Chinese hopping vampire, it's a Chinese hopping zombie. Not a vampire. Though she does hop.
Well, good.
Yeah, the tag on her forehead is just like the Touhou one. Touhou zombie. There's actually... I know a lot of my Japanese ghost types from Touhou, which is not surprising.
Chinese hopping vampire. Hello.
She's not a vampire.
Get your arms out.
She's a zombie.
Yeah, well.
The tag on the forehead means that they are under the control, kind of like a golem of somebody else.
Oh, you mean like a ghoul? Like a vampire ghoul?
Well, they could probably be vampiric.
Yeah. Well, no, what I mean is like a
vampire is controlling them?
Yeah. Like a World of Darkness style ghoul thing. Yeah. Like a vampire servant.
Yeah, so apparently it's a JiangShi, and they are compared to vampires sometimes because they try to suck life energy from people, but not necessarily through their blood.
Yeah. Chinese hopping vampires.
Yes. Mei hops. I hope she actually hops when she walks.
Well, one could only hope.
That would make me very happy. Also, there's no diva skin. That part of
well, I guess that's it.
So next time, we are going to watch, guess what? More Yamishibai.
Yamishibai. How many Yamishibais do we have left? So this is for 16th, and then we've got the 23rd and the 30th. I don't know. Oh, yeah, because we will record. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we should be good.
Yeah. So next couple weeks, we'll still be watching Yamishibai with hopefully better picks or more picks of spooky shows you should watch.
Oh, yeah, those. Sure, yeah.
Because why stop at Halloween? Traditionally, you told ghost stories at Christmas, too.
Well, and Japan, traditionally, it's in the heat of summer. But
that's true. But not here.
No, we do fall.
We do fall because we're savages. See you next time. Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you'd like to get in touch with us to leave comments or suggest future silly topics, you can contact us on Facebook or Twitter at Aniki Podcast. Or if you'd like to know more about the show and hear past episodes, check out our website at aniki.fm. See you next time on Aniki.